Michael Hove, Director of Digital Transformation Functions at Group Danone. Thank you very much for joining us at the Enterprise Digital Transformation Exchange. Michael, can you tell me a little bit more about your role and how it fits into the wider digital strategy at Danone?
The role that I'm in is actually a new role. It's one that started really about a year ago. And it's a role that came out of a recognition that transformation of Danone, digital transformation, needed to go beyond what we just call top line or our commercial way of engaging using digital. And it's to recognize and to formalize the use of digital as an enabler for individuals within Danone, which we call Danoners, ensuring that they have the devices that they need, that they have the platforms and solutions that they need, that they have the training that they need. And particularly with the area that I'm working on, which is functions, around functions, is looking at how those individuals, those Danoners, work within their function and within the community within which they serve, using the platforms, digital platforms that they need to more optimally serve the business.
You're speaking at the exchange about how digital is an enabler to help the wider business functions. Can you talk to me a little bit more about this, please?
So what it is, first and foremost, there's a couple of key principles around digital transformation of the functions. The first being that really it's the function, or we call the business, that needs to own their transformation. There is no one that's better placed to understand their needs, to prioritize, to design, and to deploy their transformation than the function itself. So it's about accompanying them, it's about helping them understand and frame their transformational needs, the resources that they're going to need, and to take that journey with them, in fact.
Can you talk about the key capabilities you're building to create a more digital operating model as part of the wider transformation?
So it's very interesting because when we first set out working on this, we had surmised that the key three drivers of digital transformation of the functions would be around how we collaborate amongst ourselves and with our external partners, also about how we access how we search and we access the digital assets that we have within the company, and finally how data might be used to be leveraged to make better decisions, both the data that we have today as well as how that exponentially will increase over time. And working with each of the functions, it's been exactly that. I mean, it really has been those three things, as well as the notion underpinning all of that around user experience. That one key aspect of adoption be that we have good user experience. But those are really the drivers of transformation for us.
Where do you feel company culture fits with this, and how important do you think company culture is when looking at digital transformation?
It's interesting because already this morning, I'm recognizing a lot of the same challenges from the other speakers that have been talking here today. And it's true that the notion of digital is already, it's a very scary one for a lot of people within the company. So culture is a big piece of it. I would say that quite honestly, we have so many tools already. We're not for a lack of tools. We don't necessarily always have the best tools. Not to say there's not pain points or gaps. But where we have the biggest challenge really is around the cultural transformation. And it starts with just a simple awareness of the tools that we have, because across 4 business divisions within the company, people don't necessarily talk to each other, nor are they in the same geography. So the same solution can be devised and developed in many places. And if anything, we need to rationalize a lot of tools. Secondly, we need to train people better on how to use those tools. And an example of that is recently we made a decision as a company to go with Workplace by Facebook as a social collaboration tool for the company. And part of the reason why that was chosen was because people felt that, rightly so, that largely everyone knows how to use Facebook, so adoption would be quite easy. But there's a double-edged sword to that, and there's a potential trap with that, in that we're not going to be using Facebook or Workplace professionally in the same way that we would use it in our personal lives, right? So it's not going to be about posting pictures of me here just at the digital exchange, doing selfies here. I mean, that's perfectly fine, but we really need to link that to business processes and workflows. And so we need training in the context of proper governance, or what I would call hygiene, so people are using the tools the right way. We also need more KPIs around the tools that we're using within the functions to, one, ensure that the tools are delivering up to the objectives that they were initially chosen for, but also to ensure that people are using them optimally to benefit, to get the full benefit of those tools and why they were chosen. So all of those things are aspects of the cultural transformation that we're looking to identify and to address.
Looking forward, how are you setting out to sort of future-proof your organisation and make it more innovation-focused?
I don't know if we're thinking about digital in terms of directly about being an innovation vehicle. Certainly there will be that element, but I think first and foremost we're thinking that we want people to become digitally fluent within Danone. And what I mean by that is that they be as comfortable in working using digital tools as much as they are already with offline tools, if I can say it that way, within Danone. In the same way that they're already very accustomed in their private lives to be working with digital solutions. It's interesting because often people say, oh, I'm very scared of digital, you have to go slow with us in our function because we're not that digitally savvy. And then you say, well, can I see your phone for a second? And you go through all the apps, and they've got tons of apps. So in their private life, they're actually much more savvy than they're willing to say. But it's bringing that to the workspace and making them feel comfortable with that.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us at the Exchange.
Thank you very much.